confirm if I'm clearly visible and audible?
Yes, Yashasvi, clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So, we are good to go, I guess. So, we shall start. Revolution is an inalienable right of mankind. Freedom is an imperishable birthright of theirs. Greetings of the day, everyone. I am Yashasvi Jain, your host of the day, and I welcome all of you on the third day of the mega event Patriot, where we aim to cherish the gallantry memories of our warriors. Talk about the lives of those who instilled the thoughts of Swaraj in the hearts of Indians. Before going ahead, I would like to introduce you all to our judge of the day, Miss Garima Rachel Layal. Ma'am is former soft skills faculty at Lovely Professional University with a demonstrated history of working in education management. She is very much skilled in public speaking, interview skills, interpersonal skills, customer services, personality development, digital branding, educational leadership, and more. Carrying vast 8 years of experience in education industry, she has covered more than 10 industry and provided training to more than 8,000 students across 4 states and 8 countries. She is one of the few trainers who have provided training in President Estate, Delhi. Though, due to some unavoidable reasons, ma'am couldn't join us, but we are very thankful to her that she took out time for us out of her busy schedule and for being the judge of today. Moving forward, amid all of your virtual applause, I would like to welcome the man without whom this event wouldn't have been possible, Dr. Chirag Sharma. Sir is head cultural coordinator of the Department of Computer Science Engineering, is 2 times winner of One India, has won Spectra 3 times, and has been 2 times One World runner up, 2 times state level tennis champion, and has qualified GATE examination twice, has an experience of 8 years at Lovely Professional University, and has coordinated more than 150 events at Lovely Professional University, and has more than 40 research publications in the area of image processing, and is currently pursuing his PhD at Lovely Professional University. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you very, very much. I hope to have a great event ahead. Thank you, Shastri, and best of luck to all the participants. Thank you.
We hope the same, sir. So,
Yeah.
participants, without any further ado, let's get started. Before I call up our participants, let's get a quick recap of all of our rules and regulations. Participants were asked to prepare a PPT according to the patriotic theme, which was allocated to them yesterday itself. And each participant will be given 2 minutes to present their presentation. The competition is taking place only in online mode. The judgment will be done on the basis of presentation of PPT, confidence, and overall impact. All the participants are requested to upload their presentations on Google Drive, and 2 minutes for each performance would be given. So, participants are requested to make sure that they have a good and stable internet connection. 20 seconds will be given to each one of you for setup. Students would be called as per the sequence number, and in case of any misconduct or any issue created by the participants, you will be directly disqualified and will be marked 0. So, winners of the category will get the certificate of merit. So, we are good to go, I guess. So, moving forward, I would like to call our first participant, which is Manohar, who would be presenting on Putti Sri Ramulu. So, do we have Manohar with us? Manohar? I would request the tech team to please check if Manohar is present in the meet or not. So moving forward, next up we have Salik Hayat Makhmoor, who has been allocated the theme of Lakshmi Sehgal. Do we have Salik with us? Okay, great. So Salik, you have 20 seconds for setup. You can start presenting now.
Mm.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, Salik, you're audible.
Thank you very much.
Salik, turn your camera on.
Sure, sir. Does that work?
Absolutely working.
Thank you. Okay, so a very warm welcome and good evening to the dignitaries, the host, participants, and all the audience out here. The School of Computer Science and Engineering at Lovely Professional University presents the Patriot, and my name is Salih Priyat, as already told by the host. I have a question for all the people, especially the women out here in the house. Is it tough being women in this free world? The bitter truth is, yes, it is. Now imagine that if it is tough being women in this free world, what would it have been if you were born before independence, with more rules to follow, with more unknown faces, with uncertainty of being free, and with responsibility without reward? Isn't it haunting enough? For me, it is. But we have a personality who has defied all these odds and come forward emerging victorious against so many tough things. And she is no other than Lakshmi Sehgal, who was born in 1914. And she was indulged in the freedom struggle since her childhood. She got her MBBS in 1938, and then the utter desire for the freedom fighting, she met Netaji in Singapore when she moved there after her marriage failed, and then they came up with a plan to set up the first women's regiment, which then became Rani of Jhansi Regiment, and then Dr. Lakshmi was appointed the first captain of this regiment, and thus Dr. Lakshmi became Captain Lakshmi. I know Captain Lakshmi married again 1947, and then she settled in Kanpur, and even then she was working for the nation. She aided the refugees who were arriving after the partition. Have you heard about the Bhopal gas tragedy? She was the one to lead the medical team out there in 1984. At the age of 69, when we were all want to retire and take a rest, she was restoring peace when the riots were happening. She was still attending to the patients when she was 92. Isn't it so amazing and motivating to see her love for the nation and the people out here? Isn't it, right? And then comes the day on 19th July 2012, a girl who was born a rebel, worked as a doctor, and then struggled for the freedom, and then the rest of the life she worked for the nation. Every time, for the every second she was away, she left us. That was the goodbye. And now come the time to unveil that beautiful face that I was talking about. So here we have Captain Lakshmi in front of her regiment. And as rightly said by Charlie Chaplin, that you'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile and just look at this amazing, amazing, amazing lady smiling at this age, as if she has come from a picnic. Now, though her life was full of struggles, can you see a single scar of hurt and sadness and sorrow in her face? So this is what patriotism truly means. It never feels like you're working no matter how hard or how worse the situation is. And this gives me immense motivation to work for what she has tried. That's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Salik. It was an absolutely amazing presentation. Chirag, sir.
Salik, you are from which school?
Yes, I'm from School of Computer Science and Engineering.
Okay, so your presentation skills are very nice, and
Thank you very much.
especially vocabulary.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Salik. So, moving forward, next up we have Jia, who has been allocated the theme of Godavari Parulekar. So, do we have Jia with us?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm here, but I need some time to start my screen.
Yes, Jia, you have 20 seconds to set up, so you can start presenting.
Okay.
Jia, you are requested to please hurry up. 20 seconds are gonna end.
Ma'am, I'm doing my best. Wait.
Okay, we can give her 1 minute.
Okay, so
Ma'am, can I request something?
yeah, sure.
Actually, the PPT is not running on my phone. I don't know why it's it happening. It's not showing the option. So, can I do one thing? I can represent it on my own as you will get my PPT in the group also. Or I can turn on my camera and show you the PPT. Is
We,
there anything?
you can do one thing. You can give your PPT to one of our coordinators. If your PPT is made, he will present your screen and you will present. Fine.
Fine, sir. It will also take time.
PPT है यार, PPT सेंड ही करनी है, क्या टाइम लगेगा?
Network, sir.
नेटवर्क तो फिर आपको ही लीक करना है ना.
Okay, I got it. I am doing sharing my screen. Sorry for the inconvenience. Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes, it's visible,
Is
Jia.
my PPT visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So may I start, ma'am?
Yes, Jia, you can start.
Okay. Can I keep my camera off? Ma'am, I think I'm wasting all of your time. Sorry, but one thing can be done. I'm not able to do this. Hello?
Sorry to interrupt, but sir, can she just join in with her laptop maybe after some time?
Okay, Jia, you can try joining through your laptop. Meanwhile, we shall move forward.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So moving forward, next up we have Sadiq Ashrafi, who has been allocated the theme of Khudiram Bose. So do we have Sadiq with us? Sadiq?
No, he is not present. We can proceed.
Okay. So next we have Sampad Adhikari, who has been allocated the theme of Binoy Basu.
Yes, I'm present. Am I properly audible and visible?
Yes, Sampad.
Great. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Right. Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to represent the life of one of the greatest personality in the history of this country. It's not because he has lived for a long time, or it's not because he has done hundreds and thousands of good works. It's basically because this guy has done some amazing works in the very short lifespan that he has got. The boy who took the battle to the Britishers. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Binoy Chandra Basu. He is from West Bengal, but actually his birth was 11th of September 1908 at a remote place in Rohitbong, Bikrampur, Bengal Presidency of British India, which is currently in Bangladesh. And his death took place in just 13th of December 1930 in Kolkata. So this must be creating a lot of questions, that how can a boy of just age of 22 be a patriot? How can he be such a great freedom fighter? So that's what we are going to look. But before that, let's have a look at a bit of his early life. So he was from a humble background. His father was an engineer in the Britishers' rule. So being an engineer in the Britishers' rule, it shows that the family was, of course, well-to-do. They had a fair bit of comfort and all that was needed to lead a good life in that time. He also passed the matriculation examination in Dhaka and also joined a medical college. But there, his life changed because he got the influence of Him Chandra Ghosh, a revolutionary of Dhaka. Binoy joined Mukti Sangha, a secret society closely connected to Jugantar Party, and then started the work that he was meant to do in this world. Pasu and his peers, revolutionaries, joined Bengal Volunteers, which was a group organized by Subhash Chandra Bose.
Excuse me,
Soon he
Sampath,
started
your
a
time
local
is up.
the organization. So sorry.
Sampath, you can finish fast.
All right, all right.
It's a tribute that it should be given. So finish up as early as possible.
Yeah, sure. So am I visible? Is my screen visible?
Yes, Sampad.
So these were the major activities that he did. But the final battle was when they attacked the Writers' Building in Kolkata. Only three people: Binoy Basu, Badal Gupta, and Dinesh Gupta, who took the battle to the Britishers. And the only three were attacking the building, where there were a lot of policemen present. They ultimately were successful to kill the statesmen, termed the skirmish, as police swarmed into the veranda from both ends, so they had to lose their lives. But they didn't lose to the Britishers. The Binoy soon they took the death to themselves by killing themselves with gunshots and poisons. Binoy was taken to hospital and he died on 13th of December 1930. This shows This is a picture of Badal Gupta, who shot himself in his forehead. And this is a memorabilia that was presented in the Writers' Building in West Bengal to commemorate these young lads who took the fight to the Britishers. A country's greatness lies in its undying ideal of love and sacrifice that inspire the mothers of the race, which is correctly quoted by Sarojini Naidu. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Sampath. It was a very nice presentation overall. Chirag sir.
I mean, see, this is, I can say that he has actually done a wonderful job. I don't know where he is right now, but again, that's some tribute and it should be acknowledged. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And you can see in the chat box, we have shared all of our social media links. The social media links to Computer Science Engineering, Lovely Professional University, and all of you are requested to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and all our social media accounts. So, guys, click on the links and follow us. Moving forward, Gia, now are you ready with your presentation? Gia, are you now ready?
Excuse me, Yashaswini, she has sent her presentation to me, so may I present it for her while she will be the speaker?
Okay, sure. You
Thank
can
you.
start presenting.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
All right.
May I start?
Yes, Gia, you're good to go.
Okay. So, very good morning, very good evening. This is Gia. I'm a BA some thoughts about the Godavari Parulekar, which I searched and read about her. When I assigned this topic, when I was assigned by this topic, I was also unaware about this. And at the end of my presentation, I assure that you will come to know our great personality by my about her. Firstly, she was born on the 14th of August 1907 and died on the 8th October 1996. So her journey was between these years, and she was played a role of freedom fighter, writer, social worker. She worked for the farmers and the peasants and for the Adivasis and this kind of organizations. And she was got many awards also, like Savitri Bai Phule Award and Lokmanya Award. And now she was her name was Godavari Farulekar, and actually she was Gokhale as by her father's name. So she was born on 14th of August of 1907 in Pune, Maharashtra. Her father's name was Lakshman Rao Gokhale, and he was a very renowned lawyer. She received a very good education. Her family was a well-to-do family, and she was graduated finally from the Fergus College and studied law. She became the first woman in the whole Maharashtra who studied law. For her social works. So Godavari was involved in the many movements which was against British. She was put in the jail also many times because of her works. Her family was in support of the British. They were not against. That's why she decided to leave her house and went to the Mumbai to join the social services. Godavari joined a services which was known as the Servant of Indian Services. She was the first female member. In 1937, she organized a campaign for the farmers also in Maharashtra, and in this way her journey starts. And also she organized she also organized a event which was just for the farmers in the Thane district of Maharashtra. In this way she went through the working against the British from 1940 to 1942. There she met a person who was named as who was named as the Shamra Parulekar. There, then they were decided to get married, and in this way they were in 1950. Now we talk about her later life when she was engaged in this. Shamrao, after the Shamrao's death, after the death of her husband, she decided to continue her career. She decided to give her whole life for this patriotism. So she was continuing doing the CPI, meaning the Communist Party of India. So in this way, she also joined the Kisan Sabha, and her journey ends at the 8th October 1996. If I talk about the literature, the most liked book was The Awakening of Men, and it was published in 1970. It was given an award of uh, Savitri Academy, Sahitya Academy Award also in the 1972.
Excuse me,
Later this
Jia,
book
your time is up.
1 minute. I will conclude my speech. So this book was also translated in many languages, which was English and Hindi. In this way, we come to know about a very freedom fighter. So now, thank you.
Thank you so much, Chia, for such an informative presentation. Chirag sir.
Thank you, Jia. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, so moving forward, next up we have Avnish Kaur Gokhlani, who has been allocated the theme of Jitendra Mohan Sen Gupta. So, do we have Avnish with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Avnish, so you have 20 seconds to set up.
I hope I'm visible. I'll just start presenting.
Yeah, you are visible, Avnish.
Avnish, no tension.
Sure, sir. A very good evening to one and all. Now I'll start with my presentation. Jatendra Mohan Sen Gupta was a valiant freedom fighter who contributed in the freedom struggle of our nation against the British rule. He was a lawyer by profession and had fought the cases of Surya Sen, Anand Singh, Premanand Datta, and had also been arrested several times. And because of his contribution and popularity during the freedom struggle of our nation, he is remembered as Deshpriya, meaning the beloved of our country. A postal stamp was also issued by the Indian government, as it's visible in the slide. He had literally abandoned his legal practice due to his commitment in the non-cooperation movement, which was led by none other than Mahatma Gandhi. Now, let us have a glimpse of his life through a short video. Now, to conclude, I would like to quote that we live freely because they sacrificed endlessly. But to continue living proudly, we have to think wisely for our motherland and stand for where we stand on. So let's join hands for its safety and salute our freedom fighters for their bravery. Thank you.
It was indeed an amazing presentation, Avnish. Very nice presentation. I literally had goosebumps after watching that video.
Thank
Chirag.
you.
Avnish, CSE,
No, sir.
which block?
Sir, I'm from School of Design, Multimedia.
Very good. लग ही रहा है यार कोई मतलब it was marvelous. It was some simply out of the box, which was actually it was a thing that I was actually looking after. I would like to request coordinators that kindly get their materials also, so that because we are going to show it to higher authorities as well, so the students can be recognized for their brilliant work. Well done, Avnish.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Avnish. So, moving forward, next up, we have Payal Goyal, who has been allocated the theme of Chandrasekhar Azad. So, do we have Payal with us? Payal Goyal. Okay, I guess she is not in the meet. So, moving forward, next we have Kshitij Sharma. So, do we have Kshitij with us?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Kshitij. So, Kshitij Sharma has been allocated the theme of Matagini Hazra. So, all the very best, Kshitij. You can start presenting.
Thank you, ma'am. Screen is completely visible, ma'am.
Yes, visible.
Okay. Good evening to one and all present here. My name is Kshitij Sharma, and I am here to present my thoughts about Matangiri Hazra. First of all, I want all you to imagine a scenario in which we all haven't been independent. And in this scenario, we don't have any freedom fighter and we don't have any person who stand on our behalf to fight for our freedom. In this scenario, we still be slaves. On that note, if you get a zest of this parallel world, I want to show you the good side of it. In our world, we have our freedom fighters, which fought for us rigorously, and we won our freedom in a very recognizable manner. So one of the freedom fighter named Matangini Hazra, she born on 19th October 1970, and I am very sad to say that she died on 1942, and she born on the village Hogla, which and about her there is not much information about her past, and she participated in Indian independence movement, and she also known as the Lady Gandhi. I will tell you why she is known as the Lady Gandhi in this slide. This incident happened in her life, which changed the mindset of all of us, that how we see our freedom. And a story comes in play after a revolt that had been generated, the Indian independent movement. She was leading a group of people which is marching towards the police station of Tamluk. And there is a law passed in that time that if someone is marched towards that Tamluk police station, they will be shot dead. The whole crowd will be shot dead. But on that, in these conditions, when the police and all the regulatory bodies are having guns and putting guns in front of the whole crowd, then she comes forward and she says, "Shoot me and leave all these revolutionaries." And the policeman shot her, and she was dead. And on this story, this was not an imaginary story; it's a complete real story. This story tells us how these revolutionaries sacrifice all their lives and all their mindset, what the mindset they have when they do all these kind of deeds. So in the end, I wanna uh, give a thought in your mind that sacrifice which these freedom fighters gave is selfless. We all have to make it count by being honest and raise our voice against all wrong things. Like if anything is wrong happening in our world, we have to raise voice. Thank you and have a fruitful day.
Thank you so much, Kshitij, for a nice and crispy presentation. Chirag sir?
Well, thank you very, very much, Kshitij. It was a very lovely performance.
Thank you.
So, moving forward, next up we have Nilesh Kataria, who has been allocated the topic of Rajendra Lahiri. So, do we have
Just a minute.
Nilesh with us?
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute. Just a minute. I'm not able to present actually. Can I send to PPT to someone and Samvat and he will present for me? It will just take 10 seconds. I'm not able to actually present.
No issues. You can do that.
Yeah,
But do it
sure, you
fast.
can.
Just one second. I've sent PPT to him. Just a minute.
I haven't received it yet, though.
I've sent.
What is it showing? Is it showing sent or?
Sent. It's showing sent. Just a minute.
Okay, you have sent to some other person, but I have found it.
Okay. Sorry. I don't. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Just give me some time to start it. Yeah, is my screen visible?
Yes, Sampath, it is visible.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah. So we have heard about freedom fighters like Rajendra Lahiri, Bino Chaudhary, like presented by the Sampath. In 26 years, this is the journey of only 26 years, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, in only 26 years, a person have fight for the countries. These are actual the real heroes. I can prove it how they are real heroes. Like at the age of 9, he knows his father was into prison and his elder brother is also into jail, and he joined a party which is named as Anusholan party at that moment of time, which is fighting for the 1850 from 1857. At the age of 9, he have moved to Lucknow for his further studies. And what happened? Some freedom fighters named as Sachinder Nath has recognized the talent in Rajendra Lahiri. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask a question very loud and clear. At the age of 15, he is promoting, he is actually motivating the peoples around us how we can get the the freedom from the like what like there have two things which they have mentioned very clearly. First, this person has promoted educations in the rural areas. One day one lady asked, I want to read and write, and he just give the he just like promote in everywhere, try to read and write, because it empowers in several ways. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fact which have done by the Rajendra Lahiri. Then they move, like they have done a kand which is known as Kokori Kand, which is like a very near to my heart also. Like when I have heard about the Kokori Kand, actually what they have done, they need a money for freedom and all, for the guns and for weapons. So they have like a robbery, done the robbery in the train, and after that, and with Bhagat Singh and Pandit Prasad and all, they just like arrested by the police of that Angrez times and all. So at that moment, at on the last day, he just tell one thing to everyone: "मैं मर नहीं रहा." At the last day, बिफोर द फांसी, उस बंदे ने दोबारा से सारे कुछ वही रूटीन पूरी की, उसने अपना एक्सरसाइज की, सारा कुछ किया. दैट्स द freedom like fighters what they have tell to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nilesh. Rashtra.
A good effort. Thank you.
So moving forward, next up we have Samrat Singh, who has been given the topic of Shivram Rajguru. So do we have Samrat with us?
Yes, please. Just a minute. Good evening. I shall be presenting my screen in a second. Please excuse me just a minute.
Samrat, you have 1 minute. Don't worry. Easily do it.
So the thing is that my warden is here. I'll just take another second. I'll have a word with him and I'll be back.
No issues. We can go with the next one.
Okay, so by the time Samrat returns, so moving forward, next up we have Himani Chaudhary, who has been allocated the topic of Ambika Chakrabarti. So do we have Himani with us?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Himani. So you can start presenting your screen.
Yep. Am I visible?
You are audible, but not visible.
Okay. My screen.
Yes, it is visible now.
And the PPT as well?
Yeah, your screen is visible.
And my PPT?
No, not yet.
Himani, try entire screen.
Yeah, yes, sir. So I hope it will be now.
Yes,
visible
now.
Okay. Ambika Chakrabarti, an Indian independence movement activist and revolutionary. He was born and brought up in Chittagong in the year 1892. His father was Nanda Kumar Chakrabarti. He was one of the Indian freedom fighter and a Bengali revolutionary, renowned for his significant contribution in the Indian freedom struggle against British rule. He also became the leader of Communist Party of India. He was a member of the armed resistance movement, which was led by Master Surya Sen and accompanied by a number of revolutionaries and Indian freedom fighters, and who participated in the famous Chittagong Armory raid case in the year 1930. He was also the member of Chittagong Jugantar Party. The attack was conducted on 18th April 1930 to raid the armory of police and auxiliary forces from the Chittagong in Bengal province during the rule of British Empire in India. Ambika Chakrabarti became a member of Indian Republican Army during his early 1930s. He led a group of independence activists who damaged the whole communication system in the region of Chittagong. The armory in Chittagong was one of the most daredevil acts organized in the history, valiant and astounding revolutionary endeavors in the history of Indian freedom struggle that was devised by the youths of the region. Few months later, Ambika Chakrabarti was detained by the British police from his hiding place and was sentenced to death after the trial. Later, the death sentence was altered to the transportation for his life to the cellular jail in the Port Blair. He became severely injured in a gunfight against the British Indian Army in Jalalabad on 22nd of April. After he was released from the cellular jail, he joined the Communist Party, and in 1952, he was elected to the West Bengal Legislative Assembly. Ambika Chakrabarti died in 1962 in a street accident in Calcutta. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Himani, for such an informative presentation. Chirag sir?
Himani was very good. Presentation also was very good.
Thank you, sir.
Craft, yes, as Ronak said, it was well crafted. So, well done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Himani. Thank you, sir. So moving forward, Samrat, do we have him back now, Samrat?
Yes, I'm. So good
Okay.
evening, and I'm sorry for the delay. I'll be presenting my screen now. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
And I'm audible, loud and clear?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll proceed. Whenever we talk about legendary freedom fighters this nation has ever seen, there is this image which always pops up in our mind. The man on the left needs no formal introduction. He is none other than Shahid-e-Azam Bhagat Singh. The man on the right being Shahid-e-Azam Sukhdev Thapar. But the man in the center is whom we are going to talk about today. He is none other than Shahid-e-Azam Shivram Hari Rajguru, the man who laid down his life at the age of 22. Ladies and gentlemen, at the age of 20, some of you might be 22 years of age, or you'll be turning 22 by the time you graduate. And then there was this man at the age of 22 who gave away his life, who sacrificed his life for this nation, for the people of this nation. Well, he was born and brought up on 24th August. He was born on 24th August 1908 at a place named Khed in Maharashtra. But Google Maps would now not show you this place because it was renamed to Rajguru Nagar in his honor posthumously. His contributions have been significant towards the development of an independent nation. He was a member of Hindustan's Socialist Republican Association, where he met legendary Bhagat Singh and legendary Sukhdev. The death of a prominent leader, a senior leader, and the most respectable persons this country has ever seen, Lala Lajpat Rai, on 17th November 1928 came as a blow for them. He took part in the assassination of a British police officer who was responsible for his death, named John Saunders at Lahore on 17 December 1928. He got arrested along with Bhagat Singh and Sukhdev, shouting the slogan, "Inqilab Zindabad" and "Down with British imperialism." Not just this, the day when they made us cry was 23rd March 1931, where they were executed along with, of course, the Bhagat Singh and Sukhdev. And this story has been legendary because the next day's Tribune headline read, "Bhagat Singh, Rajguru and Sukhdev executed without last interview with relations." I shall conclude with the state it is the fruit of their efforts that we are sowing today. So let us keep the spirits of their martyrdom alive. Inqilab Zindabad. Thank you.
Marvelous, Samrat, marvelous. I actually need a second, to come back to the normal zone. I literally got lost in your presentation. It was amazing.
Thank you so
Chirag,
much.
sir.
I'm excited. I'm very proud of him. ये बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा है. And obviously the point over here is that the way he presented and everything with his power of a voice, voice was so powerful, because that's what the person he described in his presentation was. And we might have seen many Shahid Bhagat Singh movies, but again the contribution of Rajguru cannot be forgiven and forgotten, sorry. So I think that was a brilliant performance, and obviously Shasvi, we are going with the offline part as well. We're like working it out, and we are very excited for the people for poetry section to raise their voices in such a way, and again promote the power of patriotism. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Samrit. So, moving forward, next up we have Harsh Vardhan Dubey, who has been allocated the theme Sarojini Naidu. So, do we have Harsh Vardhan with us?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Harsh, you can start presenting your screen.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, आशा करता हूँ अब जहाँ भी होंगे जैसे भी सुरक्षित होंगे। तो आज हम बात करने जा रहे हैं एक ऐसी लेडीज के बारे में जो भारत देश का सिंबल है, जो कांग्रेस का सिंबल है, जो वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट का सिंबल है, जो भारत की आज़ादी का सिंबल है। इन्होंने महात्मा गांधी के साथ कंधे से कंधे मिलाकर इस देश की आज़ादी के लिए लड़ाई की। ये एक फ्रीडम फाइटर होने के साथ साथ एक पोएट भी है, एक ड्रामेस्टिक भी है और एक वेरी चार्मिंग पर्सनालिटी है। हाँ जी, हम बात कर रहे हैं सरोजनी नायडू के बारे में, द नाइटिंगेल ऑफ इंडिया, जिन्हें हम कोकला के नाम से भी जानते हैं। तो मेरा नाम है हर्षवर्धन दुबे और मैं फर्स्ट ईयर का LPU का स्टूडेंट हूँ। सरोजनी नायडू का जन्म बंगाली हिंदू फैमिली में हुआ था, हैदराबाद में। इनके फादर का नाम अघोरीनाथ चट्टोपाध्याय था। ये काफ़ी इंटेलिजेंट, काफ़ी एजुकेटेड पर्सन थे। इनका जन्म 13 फरवरी 1879 को हुआ और इनकी स्टडीज चेन्नई, लंदन, कैम्ब्रिज में हुई। सरोजनी नायडू अपने 8 भाई बहन में सबसे एल्डर थे और बिलीव मी 8 के 8 भाई बहन सारे बड़े टैलेंटेड थे, बड़े इंस्पायरिंग थे। इनके एक ब्रदर वीरेंद्र चट्टोपाध्याय एक रिवॉल्यूशनरी थे, क्रांतिकारी थे, और एक दूसरे भाई हरिन्द्रनाथ एक पोएट थे, ड्रामेस्टिक थे, एक्टर थे। सरोजनी को 4-5 लैंग्वेज आती थी, उनमें से एक बंगाली थी, पर्शियन, इंग्लिश, तेलुगु क्योंकि वो हैदराबाद से तो ऑब्वियसली आती थी उन्हें। सरोजनी ने अपने मैट्रिकुलेशन एग्जाम यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मद्रास में दिए और टॉप भी किया क्योंकि वो बहुत पढ़ने में होशियार थे। सरोजनी नायडू ने एक ड्रामा लिखा था मीर महबूब, वो ड्रामा लिखा था मेहंद महबूब, जिसकी कॉपी जिसको उनके पेरेंट्स ने बहुत पसंद किया और उसकी कॉपी भी निकलवाई। उसमें से एक कॉपी मीर महबूब अली खान को भी दी गई, जिन्हें वो बहुत पसंद आई। उन्होंने सरोजनी नायडू को अब्रॉड जाने का मौका दिया और उन्होंने किंग्स कॉलेज लंदन से पहले पढ़ाई की और लेटर गिटन कॉलेज कैम्ब्रिज से पढ़ाई की। बाद में वापस आने के बाद सरोजनी नायडू को प्यार हो गया था। सरोजनी नायडू को गोविंद राजुलू नायडू से प्यार हुआ। वो एक फिजिशियन थे और 19 एज पे उन्होंने मैरिज कर ली थी। मेन चीज ये इंटरकास्ट मैरिज थी। गोविंद राजुलू एक लोअर कास्ट के पर्सन थे और ये बहुत बड़ी मिसाल है। उस टाइम पे इंटरकास्ट मैरिज एक टाइप का सोशल इविल था। उस टाइम का अभी भी एक सोशल इविल है। ये अपनी सोसाइटी में एक क्राइम माना जाता है। जब तक ये इंटरकास्ट मैरिज खत्म नहीं होगा तब तक मुझे लगता है इंडिया डेवलप कर पाएगा। इसके बाद ये खत्म होने के बाद सच में इंडिया डेवलप कर जाएगा। सरोजिनी नायडू का बर्थडे नेशनल वुमेन्स डे के रूप में भी मनाया जाता है और अपने वो ब्रिटिश रूल में तो यही होता था, डिवाइड एंड रूल। तो तभी जब बंगाल डिवीजन हुआ तभी एक मेन चीज आई। तभी सरोजनी नायडू को बहुत गंदा लगा ये बंगाल डिवीजन की वजह से। तभी उन्होंने पॉलिटिक्स में कदम रखा। उन्होंने इंडियन नेशनलिस्ट मूवमेंट में पार्टिसिपेट किया। तभी वह महात्मा गांधी से मिले और स्वराज और इंडिपेंडेंस के लिए लड़ाई की। वह फर्स्ट वुमेन थी जो प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस इन 1925 में फर्स्ट वुमेन अपॉइंट की गई और लेटर वो गवर्नर भी बनी यूनाइटेड प्रोविंस की, जिसे अभी हम उत्तर प्रदेश के नाम से जानते हैं। सरोजनी सोशल इविल्स के बहुत अगेंस्ट थी। उन्होंने काफ़ी एसोसिएशन भी बनाए, जैसे एक था इंडियन एसोसिएशन ऑफ वुमेन्स, उन्होंने वो भी बनाया। और हमें पता है सरोजनी नायडू पोएट भी थी, तो उनकी एक बहुत फेमस पोएम है द प्लेइंग क्वीन बियर्स, जो बहुत फेमस है, तो मैंने यहाँ मेंशन की है। सरोजनी नायडू का डेथ 2 मार्च 1949 को ही, जब वो गवर्नर की पोजीशन सर्व कर रहे थे उत्तर प्रदेश में। तो एक मैं अपने पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से यह बताना चाहता हूँ, वुमेन एक बहुत वो एक मैं बात बोलना चाहूँगा, जब है नारी में शक्ति सारी, जब है नारी में शक्ति सारी, तो क्यों कहें उन्हें विचारी। वुमेन बहुत ही प्रीशियस गिफ्ट है इस अर्थ का। वी शुड सेव देम, वी शुड सपोर्ट देम एंड वी शुड रेस्पेक्ट देम ऑब्वियसली। तो थैंक यू। आशा करता हूँ ये आपको प्रेजेंटेशन पसंद आएगी, एंड आई यूज हिंदी लैंग्वेज बिकॉज आई एम लिटिल बिट कंफर्ट विद दैट। So far so good. Thank you for hearing me. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Harshvardhan. It was an amazing presentation. So, Chirag sir.
Firstly, we did not hire you. First thing, ठीक है. Firstly, we allowed you to participate. Secondly, you have actually done the justice to the theme that was given to you. And thirdly, when you are speaking one language, that language must be highlighted rather than the mixture of both. That will be the toughest thing to basically adapt with. If you are using Hindi, so I think we can stick with Hindi, right? And if you're using English language, just use that language only. This is my big tip to you if you are going with any literary part of, or if you are participating in any literary competition.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Harshvardhan. So, moving forward, next we have Abhinandan, who has been allocated the theme Ambika Chakrabarti. So, okay, we have Abhinandan with us.
Okay, so am I clearly audible and visible as well?
Yes, Abhinandan.
Okay, I'll be sharing my screen. Just a minute. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'll be starting in 3 seconds. Okay. Ambika Chakrabarti, an Indian freedom fighter and a Bengal revolutionary who played a significant role in the Indian freedom struggle from the British rule over India. He was a member of armed resistance forces which was led by the Master Da Suraja Sen. 91 years ago, Chittagong Armory raid shook the British Empire. One of the most daredevil acts organized in the history of the Indian revolutionary movement was the Chittagong Armory raid. On 18th of April 1930, a band of 63 youngsters, in which most of them were teenagers, led by Suraja Sen, who is also known as Master Da and Surya Sen, raided the police and the auxiliary forces company in the Chittagong district, undivided Bengal and liberated from the British control and unfurling the Indian flag. He led a group of revolutionaries who destroyed the entire communication system in Chittagong. On 22nd of April 1930, he was seriously injured in the gunfight with the British Army in Jalalabad, but he was able to escape. After a few months, he was arrested by the police as hideout and sentenced to death. However, his sentence was prior changed to transportation to the life and at the cellular jail and at Port Blair. Being released from the cellular jail in the 1946, he joined the Communist Party of India. He remained underground when Communist Party was declared illegal in 1948. He was elected to the Bengal Province Legislative Assembly in the same year. In 1952, he was elected to the West Bengal Legislative Assembly from Toligangi constituency as a Communist Party in India candidate. Unfortunately, he died in a road accident in Calcutta in 1962. But with his significant contribution that he made to for our Indian freedom struggle from the British Raj from India, he will always be remembered by our hearts. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Abhinandan, for such a nice and informative presentation. Chirag sir.
Abhinandan has been actually his level is getting increased. कल भी बहुत अच्छा performance था and आज भी he was up to the mark. So I think again, well, great justice done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Abhinandan. So moving forward, next up we have Khushi. who has been allocated the theme of Sarat Chandra Bose. So, do we have Khushi with us?
Yeah, hi. Am I visible?
Yes, Khushi.
Okay.
खुशी टेंशन नहीं.
Okay, sir. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So shall I start?
Yeah, all the best.
Okay, thank you so much. So freedom is one of the most deepest and noblest aspiration for human spirit. With this spirit, hello and a very warm good evening to one and all present here. Patriotism consists not in waving the flags, but in striving that our country shall be righteous as well as strong. So I'm presenting for our freedom fighter, Sarat Chandra Bose. He was born on 6 September in Cuttack, Odisha in 1889. He was the big brother of Subhash Chandra Bose. Has done his matriculation at the age of 12 from Odisha only, got MBA degree from Kolkata. He was the first member of his family to go to England and has gained many fame as a barrister with an exceptional power of advocacy. Their political life and in freedom movement, both Sarat Chandra Bose and Subhash Chandra Bose, they both were the great follower of Deshbandhu Chitra Ranjan Das. They both follow their political ideology very thoroughly. And Sarat Chandra Bose believes that nothing which is morally wrong is politically right. And his whole public life serve on this guideline, and he has served his whole life to see India a democratic country. And some of his actions are became the member of Congress, established news agency as he was a journalist, took part in civil disobedience movement, played a prominent role in boycott of Simon Commission, was imprisoned under some regulation, but after release in 1935 became the president of Bengal Provision Congress Committee, and unfortunately he died on February 20, 1950. According to me, we should be always grateful to all our freedom fighters because of this peaceful day. And at last, I would like to say, don't be patriotic for one day, be patriotic from day one. Jai Hind. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Khushi, for such an amazing and lively presentation. Chirag sir.
If she's the last participant, so we are ending on a brilliant note.
Thank you so much, sir.
बहुत अच्छा था, बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा था. In fact, she has raised the bar. मेरे को पता ही था, she is also a public speaker, but again जबरदस्ती सबको participate करवाना पड़ता है, और मुझे पता था किसके points कहाँ पे strong होते हैं. So it was a lovely performance.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Khushi. So with this, we have come to the end of today's event. Video presentation, day 3, mega event Patriot. So with this, I take your leave. This is your host, Yashasvi Jain, signing off. Thanks to all the participants for joining us, and a very special thanks to Chirag sir for giving all of us this brilliant opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. And again, Jai Hind. Thank you.